So one of the things people always ask me is like, how do I stay creative? Like, how am I so creative all the time? And I think one of the things that I love to do to stay creative is actually go to the art supply store. Like it's literally my favorite place on earth, going to an art supply store, especially an art supply store that has lots of selection, like all different kinds of art. It's my favorite thing. I love it there. So today we're going to be going to the art supply store to get some bits for my daughter's Halloween costume because Halloween is right around the corner and I'd love it if you guys would join me. So follow us over.
All right, we're on our way to Camden Town, and we're gonna have to take 3 trains over there. So, yeah, it's a bit of a trip, but it's well worth it. I had a lot of fun. We had a lot of fun on our way. This is us on the escalators on our way out of the train station. Right, so now we're in Camden Town. So this is the scene. This is what it looks like on the outside. Very packed full of people now. Haven't seen it so packed full of people in a long time. It's kind of very nostalgic. I used to hang out here when I was a teenager. So it's nice to bring my daughter to see the scene. Now we've arrived at the art supply store. And as you can see, it's quite stocked. It's got all different types of things. And what we're looking for today is some tulle fabric to create the dress skirt. She's looking for like a peplum, like a big, beautiful ball gown type of look. So I'm looking around for different things that I could use and end up buying some tulle. I bought some fur and a little fur bauble for her. Once we left the art supply store, we started looking for some food, found some pizza, and we also went and got some fish and chips, which was the most expensive fish and chips I've ever had in my life. Right, and so now we're back at the house and working on the dress. So the first thing that I have to do is to apply the tulle skirt. So I start with pinning it around the dress. So now I'm adding in the lace. I bought some pink lace from the bargain bin that they had. So I added that in so it can give it a little bit dimension, like for the skirt and around the bottom to give it some detail as well. And so now my daughter is just watching me, seeing what I do. She's telling me exactly how she wants it to look. And around the time when I realize I don't have enough, so we have to end up using, you see this around the waist. I know that I want a belt around the waist, just to improve the look of it. So I end up using that lace. Instead of using it for the waist, I add it to the bottom to finish up that detail. So now you see me, I'm tacking the dress onto the skirt using needle and thread, and then I'm removing all of the pins that I used to pin it on, so that I could then I would be able to then remove it from the dress form. So I took it off the dress form and I start to put some permanent stitches in there, some nice close running stitches so that it can keep it secure. Now you see me here looking to construct a belt out of the fur fabric. So I just cut 2 strips of the same length. And so right now I'm just trying to figure out exactly how I'm going to construct it so that none of the seams are showing in the front, and it just kind of looks neat. And I figure out exactly how I'm going to do it. So then I just start creating some threads to sew together the edges of the belt. So creating a seam down the side. And I tell you what, this fabric, it was so thick. Once you put them together and sandwich them together, and then you're trying to go through basically 4 layers of fur, it's really, really thick and hard to do. So you'll see me every time I run out of thread here, I'm actually sizing down the needle because I'm trying to find a way to get through that fabric a bit easier. It's really, really, really tough. Really tough. So every time when I finish this string, I get another needle that's smaller to see if it's easier. It definitely does improve the easiness of it, So now I'm just tacking them both together now. The 2 strips, I'm getting them end to end, folding the seams in the middle so that it doesn't show on the outside of the garment. And then I sew the other end together, so I'm creating a loop with the fabric. You can see there how the seam, I moved the seam to the middle so they really cannot see any of the seams from the outside of the belt. So now I've got my nice loop and cut it in between so that there's no seam down the middle of the belt. I realize that I'm gonna have to flap them one over the other in the back to create the secure it. So I go and I grab some Velcro to apply to here. So Velcro has to be sewn on, so here I go, sewing back through this thick fabric again. And I'm using the smaller needle now, the smallest needle, to try to make it easier. And I still have to use, I have a little tin of Vaseline in my pocket that I'm using to help push the needle through the fabric because it's really tough, that tough to get it through. So what happens when you have to hand sew these things? Soon enough I'll have a sewing machine and it'll be quick work. So I'm all done. Worked really well, and so I'm just finishing it up, and I'm gonna apply it to the dress, and that's it. I'm all done. Finally, and this is the final result. So this is the front. What I didn't show was me finishing the details of the bottom, but I did use that lace that was around the waist before and finish up getting it all decorated around the bottom of the dress. So that's the back, and she's gonna wear those little lace ballet flats with it, little pom-pom, and the rest of the fur was used as a stole, and that's her wig. And this is her final look. So how did I do? You guys leave me a comment, like, comment, subscribe. Thanks for watching. Have a great one.